Salutations everyone, I finally present to you the reviews for all 52 movies that I saw for the year 2015. Now to make on this list, the movie had to come out nationwide in the year 2015 in America because that's where I live and I go to the movies. So without further ado, here we are. The worst movie of the year, Fantastic Four. It killed the franchise, terrible writing, terrible directing. Just nothing good about it at all. 51, Batman vs. Robin. Just not good story at all. Number 50, Cinderella. A shot-for-shot remake of the animated feature, which was a terrible story to begin with, and this one was just as bad. Worse, even. Number 49, Jupiter Ascending. I love the Wachowskis, but this movie was really, really bad. It's a terrible story that just kept going, and it's like, why? Number 48, Justice League Throne of Atlantis. It had some cool things, but overall it was just kind of meh. Number 49, Dragon Ball Z Resurrection of F. It was better than Battle of the Gods, but still, it was kind of boring. Number 46, Pan. You ruined Rooney Mara and Hugh Jackman all in one movie. Congratulations. Some of that CG was the worst shit we've seen since Scorpion King. Number 45, Minions. You had to know it wasn't going to be very good going in, that these things are good in small doses, but this was even worse than our expectations. Number 44, Insurgent. They made us care even less about these characters somehow in the second film. I love Shailene Woodley. This wasn't her fault. Number 43, Jurassic World. Just a really bad movie. The only saving grace was Chris Pratt telling everybody that they're stupid, and he was right. The whole thing was stupid. Number 42, Equestria Girls, The Friendship Games. Hopefully the last of these Equestria Girls movies, and we can finally get an actual pony movie in a couple of years. Number 41, Paper Towns. It wasn't Tiffios, sure, but the small changes that they did make were really bad decisions. Number 40, Tomorrowland. Definitely not what a lot of people are expecting based off of the commercials. It had some pretty cool ideas, but overall just seemed kinda half-assed. Number 39, Ant-Man. You think we weren't gonna find out that Ant-Man wasn't that great of a character, but Baskin-Robbins always finds out. Number 38, Southpaw. Boxing movies are always better than any boxing match has ever happened in history. This one was just kinda Number 37, Mission Impossible Rogue Nation. I feel like we've seen this movie like 4 times already. Number 36, Terminator Genisys. Not terrible, as most people would lead you to believe. It actually had some smart decisions by the characters, but still, it fell to the wayside for pretty much the same reasons all the other Terminators have failed. Number 35, The Good Dinosaur. Not a bad film, but not up to the standards that we still hold for Pixar. Number 34, The Man from U.N.C.L.E. Pretty good, also pretty forgettable. Number 33, Justice League Gods and Monsters. Absolutely the best animated DC feature since The Red Hood. It was, I think, the best alternate Trinity storyline, and was pretty surprising, actually. Number 32, The Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 2. Catching Fire, still easily the best of the 4 films, and this one just felt kind of tiresome as far as the characters went. Number 31, Z for Zachariah. Based off of the favorite novel in my 6th grade class, this was the definition of nuanced performances. Only 3 actors in the entire film, but very on point. Number 30, Ex Machina. Another movie with basically 3 actors. Very interesting ideas, a little surprising, fantastic effects, and Jamal Gleeson still playing Jamal Gleeson. Number 29, Shaun the Sheep. A very cute movie with absolutely no dialogue that was handled very well, as we would expect from Aardman movies. Number 28, Mad Max Fury Road. Some really cool action sequences, great practical as well as CGI effects, but also kind of blah. Number 27, The Intern. Robert De Niro doesn't always pick the best of roles, but this one was very well suited for him, and a decent movie overall, despite some of the cliches. Number 26, Black Mass. Now that Johnny Depp has fired his agent, he's finally getting roles that he should be accepting. His performance as Whitey Bulger was fairly good. Number 25, Avengers Age of Ultron. I won't be the first to say that this wasn't the better of the Avengers movie, or that Ultron was kind of wasted, but still a decent film, even by Marvel standards. Number 24, Spectre. A nice send-off to the Daniel Craig 007. Number 23, Kingsman Secret Service. A fun, nice little spy film with taking some cliches here and there, but really cool action and some, really cool action. Number 22, Beast of No Nation. Great performances, fantastic story. Netflix has been nailing it with original programming, and now with their first theatrical film, yeah, things are looking good. Number 21, Brooklyn. I wanted to like this movie more than I thought I would. Overall, it was a pretty decent film, but Saoirse Ronan is just a fantastic actress, and I need to see her in more and more things going forward. Number 20, Inside Out, a movie literally about feels. So yeah, there were some feels to be had, but also tons of plot holes and not one of the greater Pixar movies. Number 19, Me, Earl, and the Dying Girl. It looked like this movie was going to be rather unconventional, but it actually was conventional, but in unconventional ways, which I felt was pretty good. Number 18, American Sniper. Yes, it actually did come out in 2015 to mass audiences everywhere. A very good story and a very good performance by Bradley Cooper. Number 17, Spy. Definitely the best spy film of the year, making fun of a lot of those films within that genre, while at the same time staying away from many of the tropes that movies that make fun of other movies make. A big surprise of the year, and easily the funniest film of all of the movies of the entire year. Number 16, Joy. David O. Russell, Jennifer Lawrence, Part 3. Maybe not the best one, but still very good. Number 15, Creed. Not as good as Rocky Balboa, but very much within that same vein for attitude, direction, as well as acting, which are all very good things. Number 14, Pitch Perfect 2. Does everything that a sequel should, not stray too far away from its original source material, which is difficult to duplicate, while also capitalizing on things that you established within the first film. And it was actually quite funny and entertaining throughout as well. Number 13, Selma. Good acting, definitely some framing of certain aspects in history, but also a very well edited film. Number 12, speaking of editing as well as really fantastic cinematography, Sicario. This film was intensity, the movie. Number 11, A Brilliant Young Mind, or X+Y depending on your region. Osip Butterfield is a fantastic actor. Has been since Ender's Game, since this is the second movie that I've seen him in. But we need this guy in more films, because this was really good. Might have strayed away from what people were expecting or wanting of this film, but still, a solid movie. Number 10, Pawn Sacrifice. Tobey Maguire, Cold War, true story. Great acting, and a great story that I always felt wasn't fully capitalized on, but now it has been. Number 9, Steve Jobs, Danny Boyle, Aaron Sorkin, need I say more? Michael Fassbender, Kate Winslet, well, yeah, odd structure to the film, but was done magnificently. Number 8, The Peanuts Movie, an absolutely perfect film. Huge Peanuts fan myself, and they absolutely nailed it. Animation, story, voice acting, humor, it was perfect. It was everything this movie needed and deserved to be. Schultz would have been incredibly proud. Number 7, The Big Short. Don't think they can make a movie about the economic crisis? Well, they nailed it with some fantastic actors, with very eclectic and nuanced performances, as well as just really good structure and, really teaching people what the fuck happened and how crazy it was. Number 6, Bridge of Spies. Tom Hanks, Cold War, true story. Don't need to say anything else. Good performances by other people. And also an incredible true story. Maybe I did need to say other things. But it deserves it. Number 5, Spotlight. Don't think they can make a movie about the systemic raping of children by the church. They absolutely can. Another true story, more fantastic acting and fantastic directing. about a very important story about the most powerful force in the world and why it needs to be stopped because it's evil. Number 4, Trumbo. A very underrated film. Bryan Cranston is amazing. Another incredible true story about this man and, the historic implications behind it. Another Cold War era film. And just really, really incredible. Number 3, When Marnie Was There. Studio Ghibli. I don't know how many times I can say that they've blown us away and how perfect and reliable and consistent they've been, and nothing will ever change that, regardless of what happens in the future. Marnie Me was a fantastic story. Very, very well done. It was just absolutely beautiful in a way that only Studio Ghibli could do. Number 2, The Martian. Best comedy of the year. That's a joke because of the Globes. Anywho, really good film. Based off a book, Matt Damon, all alone on Mars. Dramatic, very, very intriguing. Just all kinds of great things about the film that's kind of hard to wrap around unless you've actually seen it. But a solid film. Dramatic, had some humor. It's got really cool engineering and math. It was just a very, very good film that I don't think will be getting the praises that it deserves. Number 1 is Star Wars The Force Awakens. Now, you might say that, oh, he's a fanboy, or he's a nerd, or he's caught up in the emotions, or what have you. I don't care what you have to say about this, but The Force Awakens was my film of 2015. I didn't expect it to be. It was my most anticipated film of the year, but if you see my list of what I was most anticipated for, it never matches up to my actual, top 10 or top 15. Because we often don't see, what movies are going to be coming out. We only usually know, like, the big blockbuster ones. But Star Wars had a lot riding on it. J.J. Abrams did a fantastic job. Disney, as a whole, was able to give us what the fans deserved and wanted and surpassed those expectations. So much so. I didn't expect to like the movie that much. I didn't expect to love the new characters that much. There was a lot about this movie that just... I was in awe of it. I honestly was. I've seen it 3 times. It's only the second movie I've ever seen 3 times. The other being Spider-Man, the first one. It was so good. It was so good. And I absolutely loved it. Maybe it's not your film of the year, but to me, I loved it so much that it just surpassed everything else. It just really was my film of 2015. Let me know what you guys thought about these 52 movies or anything that I didn't list. There were some films I just couldn't get to watch that might be nominated or had really good reviews or were underdogs or unappreciated that I just couldn't get to. But this next year, I'll promise to do better and have this video out sooner. Anyways, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time.